Hello everybody, my name is Teachy TV 122 and welcome back to Pokemon Fire Red version. Last time, we began our new adventure here in the Kanto region. We explored Pallet Town and saw everything that there was to see for the immediate moment. And we met up with Professor Oak and he gave us the starter Pokemon and we kind of went over all the available options for us and we even defeated our rival Sheldon. So this time, we're going to proceed onward. We've done everything that we can do in Pallet Town for now, so we're going to head on out and see what there is to see. So now, welcome to Route 1. Route 1, Pallet Town to Viridian City. On the road to Viridian City at last. Alright, what do you have to say, guy? Hi, I work at a Pokemon Mart. It's a part of a convenient chain selling all sorts of items. Please visit us in Viridian City. I know, I'll give you a sample. Here we go. You got the potion. Alright, so now we have two potions. The potion, just for those of you who do not know, potion is an item that we can use to restore the HP of one of our Pokemon by 20 points. It's a pretty handy item, especially this early on in the game. And getting 2 free ones right off the bat, not bad. Oh boy! Oh my god, it's a wild Machata! Okay, so I'm sure that some of you may want me to go over the Pokemon that we can find here, and I most certainly will. But for now, I'm just going to focus on getting through to Viridian City, as we are not in a position where we can really do much other than defeat them in battle. And I would rather... I'd rather talk about the Pokemon that we can find out here once we can do something other than just fight them. Alright, Galawash is almost up to level 7 now. That Rattata is actually a pretty decently strong for this route, so I'll take it for what it's worth. Hey guy! Hey guy! Excuse me! Excuse me! Sir, am I not worth your time? See those ledges along the road? It's a bit scary, but you can jump from them. You can get back to Pallet Town quicker that way. Alright, have to remember that for later. Okay, let's just proceed onward. I don't know why I went to the left side like this. It's not the most efficient way to do this. Alright, welcome to Viridian City. Trainer tips. The battle moves of Pokemon are limited by their power points, or PP. To replenish PP, rest your tired Pokemon at a Pokemon Center. Yep, that is a good bit of advice. Not too much going on over here. I think we're just gonna step on into the entrance here. So, this is the Pokemon Center. We're gonna head on inside and recover a Squirtle a bit, but first let's talk to some people. There's a Pokemon Center in every town ahead. They charge no money, so don't be shy about healing Pokemon. Best healthcare ever. Please feel free to use that PC in the corner. The receptionist told me so. It's so kind of her. We'll get into what that PC does later on. It's gonna be a while before we're gonna make any use of that. Pokemon Centers heal your tired, hurt, or fainted Pokemon. They make all Pokemon completely healthy. Very, very nice. We're not going to worry about those escalators right now, as there's not really much that we can do up those escalators. So for now, we're just going to talk to Nurse Joy here. Welcome to our Pokemon Center. Would you like me to heal your Pokemon back to perfect health? My Pokemon are not perfect. Thank you for waiting. We restored your Pokemon to full health. We hope to see you again. Indeed. What do you have to say, guy? You want to know about the 2 kinds of Caterpillar Pokemon? Sure. Go ahead and tell me. Caterpie has no poison, but Weedle does. Watch that your Pokemon aren't stabbed by Weedle's poison sting. We'll have to keep that in mind for later. There's a Pokemon Mart up there. I want to save that for just a little bit later. I'm gonna go into this house here. And here we have a little school. Hello. Phew, I'm trying to memorize all my notes. What do you have to say, lady? Okay, be sure to read what's on the blackboard carefully. Let's see what's on the blackboard. The blackboard lists Pokemon's status problems during battles. Which topic do you want to read? We don't need to go through all these. We'll be seeing all the status conditions over time. But yeah, those are the... Well... Those are the 5 that you need to know about. There are other status conditions, but those are a little more niche. What do you say, guy? You seem to be making a path here. There's Pokeballs at your waist. You have Pokemon, don't you? It's great that you can carry and use Pokemon anytime, anywhere. I only have the one Pokeball, guy. I don't know what you're seeing. Oh, hello, inconspicuous old man. I absolutely forbid you from going through here. This is private property. Okay. Oh, Grandpa, don't be so mean. I'm so sorry, he hasn't had his coffee yet. Alright, what's in here? That's a Speary. Okay. My daddy loves Pokemon too. That's cute. What do you have to say, guy? Coming up with nicknames is fun, but it's not so easy to do. Clever names are nice, but simple names are easier to remember. Hence the name Speary, I suppose. So if we try to move on, he actually will not let us proceed onward. So there's something else that we're going to need to do first before we can proceed onward. And that is go in here. Hey, you came from Pallet Town? You know Professor Oak, right? His order came in. Can I get you to take it to him? Griffin received Oak's parcel from the Pokemon Mart clerk. Griffin put the Oak parcel in the key items pocket. Okay, so let's take a look and see what that is all about. What are key items? Oak's parcel. A parcel to be delivered to Professor Oak from Viridian City's Pokemon Mart. Okay, pretty straightforward description, but does give us our next task we need to do. What do you have to say, guy? I've got to buy some potions. You never know when your Pokemon will need quick healing. Alright, and what do you have to say? This shop does good business in antidotes, I've heard. Alright, so pretty straightforward stuff to see. So there's nothing else that we can do at the immediate moment. The beginning of the game is always a little bit landlocked as to what you can do. So for the time being, we're just gonna head straight back to Pallet Town and give Professor Oak his parcel. Like that guy before mentioned, the ledges make getting through Route 1 a little easier because you don't have to go through a whole lot of tall grass. Most of it can be avoided just by jumping the ledges. There is still this tall grass here, but fortunately, we avoided any wild Pokemon. So we got that taken care of. Let's go back to Professor and see what he has to say. Hello! Oh, Griffin, how is my old Pokemon? Well, it seems to be growing more attached to you. You must be talented as a Pokemon trainer. What's that? You have something for me? We delivered Oak's parcel. Ah, it's a custom Pokeball. I had it on order. Thank you. Gramps! I almost forgot. What'd you call me for? Oh, right. I have a request for you two. On the desk there is my invention, the Pokedex. It automatically records data on Pokemon you've seen or caught. It's a high-tech encyclopedia. Griffin and Sheldon, take these with you. Griffin received the Pokedex from Professor Oak. You can't get detailed data on Pokemon by just seeing them. You must catch them to obtain complete data. So here are some tools for catching wild Pokemon. Griffin received 5 Pokeballs. Excellent. When a wild Pokemon appears, it's fair game. Just throw a Pokeball at it and try to catch it. This won't always work, however. A healthy Pokemon can escape. You have to be lucky. To make a complete guide on all the Pokemon in the world. That was my dream. But I'm too old. I can't get the job done. So I want you two to fulfill my dream for me. Get moving, you two. This is a great undertaking in Pokemon history. Alright, Gramps, leave it all to me. Griffin, I hate to say it, but you won't be necessary for this. I know, I'll borrow a town map from my sis. I'll tell her not to lend you one, Griffin. Ha ha ha. Don't bother coming around to my place after this. Okay, so before we show Sheldon up, we now see that we have 5 Pokeballs, a ball thrown to catch wild Pokemon. It is designed in a capsule style. So we start off with 5 of those, but I promise you we will be getting plenty more later on. Now, before we proceed onward, let's go talk to Daisy and show Sheldon up. Grandpa asked you to run an errand. Gee, that's lazy of him. Here, this will help you. Thank you, Daisy. You're always just a queen. Underrated character. Now then, let's proceed onwards. Alright, and we have found a new Pokemon, Pidgey, and with the new Pokemon, it's finally time for me to start talking about the Pokemon that we can now capture, now that that is an option. So, starting with Pidgey, thing to know about Pidgey, it is probably the single most common Pokemon that you are going to find in the game. You will seldom go through any routes without Pidgey at least being possible to capture. So, it's always available for you, regardless of where you are in your journey. Pidgey is the standard Pokemon for the Route 1 bird. Every Pokemon game has some kind of bird that is similar to a Route 1 bird, and Pidgey started this trend with its, well, self. Pidgey will evolve twice and will eventually become a big bird called Pidgeot. Pidgeot and the Pidgey line in general can be pretty helpful for early game, but it might struggle a little bit in the long run. It's not a bad Pokemon by any means, but it's not going to compare to other Pokemon that fall into the same category as Pidgey, like Starly or, well, or Tailo, pretty much. There's nothing that you can really do with Pidgey that other bird Pokemon cannot do. But again, for early game, it can be pretty good. I personally am not going to be using Pidgey on my team, but I am going to capture a Pidgey. One thing that you need to know about this particular game is that catching Pokemon is essential. We'll be getting into kind of why later on, but it is important that you capture new Pokemon at every opportunity, as this game actively rewards you for doing so. Pidgey, the tiny Pokemon, does not like to fight. It hides in tall grass and so on, foraging for food such as small bugs. I'm not going to be giving a nickname to this Pidgey. If you want me to give a nickname later on, feel free to let me know in the comments. Alright, so we got that little doodah taken care of. How's Squirtle doing? Alright, I think we could probably deal with another Pokemon. Not you, though. Alright, and now that I have finally run into one more time, let's talk about Rattata. Rattata, like Pidgey, set the standard for early Route 1 rat or rodent-like Pokemon. And it's pretty alright for the early stages of the game. Rattata and its evolved form, Raticate, are all about offense. And that's all good. It has pretty decent attack, and it has pretty good speed, even for an early game Pokemon. But even though they are pretty good offensively, and they do learn some decent attacks leveling up, they're not going to take more than just a couple of hits. Still, Rattata will fully evolve relatively early. It doesn't take that high of a level to get it to its full potential. But like I said, it's fine for early game, but it's not going to be terribly helpful in the long run. Regardless, though, I do want to capture Rattata just because it is beneficial for the Pokedex. So, yeah, there we go. Rattata was caught. Rattata, the mouse Pokemon. Its fangs are long and very sharp. They grow continuously, so it gnaws on hard things to whittle them down. Give a nickname to the captured Rattata? No. Once again, if you do want to nickname Rattata, be sure to let me know in the comments, and I will consider making a change. Oh, hello. Looks like the old man is feeling a little better, so let's see what he has to say. Well, now that I've had my coffee, and that's what I need to get going. What is that red box you have? Ah, so you're working on your Pokedex. Then let me give you a word of advice. Whenever you catch a Pokemon, the Pokedex automatically updates its data. You don't know how to catch a Pokemon? I suppose I'd better show you then. I have 3 Pokemon! There, now tell me, that was educational, was it not? And here, take this too. Obtained the Teachy TV. If there's something you don't understand, watch that. It will teach you about the basics of being a Pokemon trainer. Now, as far as Teachy TV is concerned, I'm not going to include the Teachy TV in this video, but I will include a link both in the description and in the top right corner here, hopefully, that will allow you to watch the Teachy TV in all of its wonderful details if you so choose. Viridian's gym doors are locked. Yeah, for some reason, we can't go into this building right now, and every time that we walk in front of the door, it forces us over the ledge, so don't know what that's about. It doesn't even give us the sound for the doors. What do you have to say, old man? This Pokemon gym is always closed. I wonder who the leader is. Guess we'll have to work that out another time. As you can see, there's a little item box or item ball over there. So I'm gonna step out over here for just a sec, and we're gonna get that. Just gonna mosey on over right here. Bam! Another potion. Very nice. Alright, well, seeing as we have gotten this far, I'm gonna step ahead just a little bit more. And now we are on Route 2. And with Route 2 being available to us, there is now 2 more Pokemon that technically we can catch at this point. So, just for the sake of being thorough, I want to just go over them real quick. So first of all is Caterpie. Now, Caterpie is not particularly worth getting excited about. It's not the absolute best Pokemon in the world, but it does present an interesting gimmick. Early evolution. This Pokemon will evolve very fast. In fact, it will be fully evolved by the time it gets to level 10. And for the early game, it can be really good. Caterpie's final form Butterfree is a bug flying type that has pretty good stats for this point in the game and some really interesting moves. It learns a lot of moves in inflict stat conditions. It has a wide variety of attack types, both bug types, flying types, and even psychic type moves in some specific regards. So it can definitely be helpful for a good bit of time, but because of its relatively mediocre stats in the long run, it can be very difficult to use late game. Still, if you want an early solution for some early stuff, you can do worse than Caterpie. Its opposing Pokemon, Weedle on the other hand, it's not much different from Caterpie. Like Caterpie, it evolves really early, but it does not have great stats for the long run. But the big difference between its final form, Beedrill, and Butterfree is that Butterfree has a pretty wide variety of moves, whereas Beedrill, it doesn't really learn that great of stuff. Most of the moves that it learns are pretty weak, and even though it does have a good move, well, good-ish move, in the form of Twin Needle, it's still not particularly helpful, and its stats just don't allow it to do everything that you would want it to do. Still, if you want a Pokemon that is decently powerful early on in the game, you can definitely pick one of these 2 up. Although be aware that even though you can catch these Pokemon in Route 2, I would highly advise against trying to get them here, as the next area that we're about to go to has them encountered a lot more often. But speaking of which, I think we're going to go ahead and end this off here. So next time on Pokemon Fire Red version, we're going to continue on to what lies beyond this particular gate. See you guys then.